Bitcoin making a huge critical move above resistance right now. Cardano still trading sideways, testing ADA holders' patience. What is up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. Hit the subscribe, hit that like on the way in. It means a lot to me. Let's jump into this Bitcoin video. First off, this is the move. This daily candle above the 786 line right here around 57,000, just above $57,000. It is a very important move. I want to dig into that. I want to dig into Cardano charts. Before I do, everybody, I'm not a financial advisor. I want to throw that out there. If you're looking for a financial advisor, find one. I'm just a YouTuber tracking my crypto journey alongside with you. Really, really intrigued by the charts right now, especially with what's going on currently, like in this exact minute as I do this video, $57,600 for Bitcoin. So before we jump into this big move through this resistance area, and it's this whole channel really, the 618 down to 51,786 around 57,000, I want to start on the weekly chart real quick on Bitcoin because this is really important. Bitcoin around 30% overextended now from this 20-week moving average, this green line, 30% overextended. A nice bounce over the last few weeks. This is a weekly chart. Why that's important? If we look at the last bull market high all the way back here, December 2017, kind of going into the bear market, Bitcoin made a very similar move to the previous all-time high back here through the 20-week moving average to the 50-week moving average. So through the 20-week moving average to the 50-week moving average, and we've been tracking this. Bitcoin failed, though, at the 20-week moving average. If we take this a step further and we actually even go back to 2013, you can see Bitcoin did a very similar thing. Down through the 20-week moving average to the 50-week moving average, same thing, a bounce. Actually broke back above the 20-week moving average, but kind of failed and fell down. Now, this overextension data point is important. If we look at Bitcoin back then when it did make a move above the 20-week moving average, right around 18% or so overextended, not much upside, not much momentum through that or overextension, separation through that 20-week moving average. Now we go and look at the chart right now. There's kind of this divergence here. There's something new happening. Not only that, the 20-week moving average, look at this, flipped right back up, did not cross below the 50-week moving average. Now that move, we know we got back here in 2018. And we also got it back here in 2014. So that has not happened either. And I really wanted to just kind of preface as we zoom in, I wanted to preface with this because it's extremely important. Now we're still at this critical area, which is this lower high Fibonacci on this macro chart, because this is what it is. This was the all-time high for Bitcoin right here. On this midterm chart, Bitcoin right now making this lower high test as we speak. And this is what I've been waiting for. A lot of people have just been really bullish, and it is bullish that Bitcoin bounced off of this area. This is a macro 1618 area, if you remember me talking about that and what that looks like, just so that you can see, zoomed out, bull market high to bear market low, Bitcoin bouncing off this 1618 line of the macro chart. That's a good move, but right now this lower high resistance, and let's go to the daily, that Bitcoin has been in and is making a move through right now is huge. So this is what I'm looking at. On this daily chart, Bitcoin obviously is just above this 786 line, around just above $57,000. So there is 9 hours, 22 minutes left on this daily candle. What is ahead? What is in store for today? This is a pretty big day for Bitcoin because when we get to these areas, namely a 786, and look, here is Bitcoin testing the 618. Getting that break above it on the daily chart, but boom, just rejection. So now we're at the 786. Is Bitcoin going to get rejected? Or can Bitcoin do what we really want to see it do for that bullish confirmation? Get some separation now from the 786 line, get some overextension from that line, allow for consolidation so that Bitcoin can even consolidate within this Fibonacci resistance now for support. Flip it to support. So all of this resistance, flip it to support. That happens by Bitcoin getting this overextension so that there's separation to come back down and then continuation. What we want to see, obviously, is Bitcoin just to go crazy on the daily chart, just boom, break all-time high. To give you a sense, Bitcoin right now, if you're looking at where Bitcoin is only like 12, 13% away from breaking all-time high. So this is a move that could happen fairly quickly, and that's kind of what I'm watching on the daily chart. On the 6 hour, here's kind of just what it looks like. It's just upward consolidation, and it's extremely, extremely cool to see because if you look at a 6 hour chart, I mean, really, Bitcoin, it wasn't long ago we were tracking this entire consolidation all the way back here in just the summer area, July, and then this breakout out of this upper trend line. And look at the trajectory of Bitcoin. Real quick, rewinding, going back, if you kind of go to the daily chart, and I really want to zoom out on this daily chart, just want to remind you of something. Bitcoin is testing this lower high resistance area that we just talked about. If Bitcoin gets this move, this continuation in the bull market, don't forget this long term from that last bull market high, this long term consolidation pattern, which is the symmetrical triangle breakout target in that $100,000 range. This is what a symmetrical triangle looks like. This could be a 1 minute chart that we could be looking at, but it's a daily chart and it's a macro chart. It's years worth of data instead of minutes worth, right? But this is kind of what a breakout looks like. Consolidation on the way up to potential target of that $100,000 area, that next stepping stone for Bitcoin many people are waiting for. So that's what I'm watching on Bitcoin. Wanted to throw that out there. Let's pivot over to Cardano. This is Cardano on the weekly. First thing I want to say, there's definitely this notion out there. Smart contracts let everybody down. Why is price down from smart contracts? And I'm going to continually bring this up because especially if there's someone new that hasn't even seen me track this data, here's smart contracts right here, the end of this green rectangle. This was Mary hard fork, multi-asset ledger at the end of this green rectangle. This was Shelley, the staking mechanism. There was just Shelley hard fork. Each time we had these events, Cardano consolidated. Shelley was huge, a huge event. How did it go down? Did Shelley let Cardano down? No, Shelley didn't let Cardano down. The staking mechanism did not let Cardano down. It was foundational to what followed right here. We're talking consolidation around 10 cents and then boom to $3. Now we're in this new era. We're in this smart contracts era. It's been like a month. Did smart contracts let Cardano down? Absolutely not. It did not let Cardano down. What's happening is it's consolidating, but it's foundational to Cardano long term. Now, what happens long term? It's up in the air, everybody. There's no guarantees in crypto. You know, I'm very long on Cardano. I think the blockchain is so solid. I think there's such a good future. I think from an investment standpoint, it's such a good opportunity. I've said that for so long on this YouTube channel. It's also why I kind of keep these data points here, just as a reminder. What's a $1 trillion market cap look like for ADA? What's a $500 billion market cap look like for ADA? Number one, price looks nice at those areas. But number two, it's a patience thing. This isn't something, hey, smart contracts happen, let's go to 500 billion. That's not like I haven't been in crypto for since the beginning, like maybe some of you out there. But I will say this, as long as I've been in crypto, that's not how crypto works. It's not how crypto works. There's fluctuation, there's volatility, it's a roller coaster ride. But these foundational, fundamental, technical advancements in something like Cardano, like smart contracts, are huge for the long-term prospects for price. And again, it comes with a lot of risk. There's no guarantees, obviously, but that's just what I'm looking at. Now, if we talk about Cardano right now, what price is doing, this is what I'm watching. First off, on the daily chart, I want to just point this out to you. Do you see this 50-day moving average has not fallen below the 200-day moving average? Now, I want to go to the daily chart on Bitcoin and just remind you what happened. Bitcoin's 50-day fell below the 200 moving average. That blue line fell below the red line. Going back to the daily chart, this is how just strong Cardano has been. The 50-day did not even fall below the 200. And you can see Cardano coming off of a $3 all-time high. And it's good to see the 20-day, the 50-day kind of just squeezing together, consolidating, the 200 being pulled up slowly on the macro. And you just see this. This has been the story of Cardano. These are good things. Now, in terms of next price move and what we're kind of anticipating or what I'm anticipating, we can see this 20-day moving average below the 50-day back here in this last consolidation in June. Remember, Cardano hit this 200. This is kind of a thing that I'm anticipating that could happen. But I want to show you what we're watching for bullish confirmation. So if you look at this area where we got the 20-day moving average cross below the 50-day, right there, Cardano kind of retesting below the 50-day, in between the two moving averages right here, in between the 20-day and the 50-day. Cardano got recently this 20-day moving average cross below the 50, and right now you can just see a very similar consolidation between the two moving averages, the 50 and the 20. Is Cardano going to do what it did back here and fail at the 20, boom, and test the 200? The 200 down here in the $1.70 range. Now, it's a question to ask. It's simply just something to prepare for. It could happen. It just is what it is. That's the reality of crypto. Bitcoin can fail here at its own resistance that we just looked at, and Cardano can fall, and then everybody can start, not everybody, but there will be people out there, I'm sure, that are very, very unhappy with a Cardano move like that. However, on the flip side, can Cardano make a power move above the 20-day moving average? I mean, it's like right there right now, 222 or so, to the 50-day, around 245, 246, and start getting a little bit of a breakout above these moving averages. That will diverge away from what it did here. This could be a signal of bullish confirmation to the upside, meaning instead of a move, and we can actually, let's take our bars pattern, instead of a move like this, right? This is the failure at that 20-day back here. Instead of a move like this, pulling down to the 200 moving average, the 200-day moving average, potentially Cardano could see a move to the upside. And this is what we'd be watching for. And it starts here on the 6-hour chart, really. If we look at the 6-hour chart, this is that descending triangle we've been tracking. And there's a couple things happening on this chart. Number one, this breakout above the trend line, it's there. Cardano, and we see this in crypto. The breakout is not just like this explosive breakout through the upper trend line and we're on our way to the target. It's kind of just this sideways breakout. But what's very crucial happening on this chart right here is this. This last swing high to the swing low, notice Cardano still has not broken this lower high area. Remember, this lower high area, it's around 236 to around 228. And I believe this is the lower high resistance area, Fibonacci resistance area we've been tracking. Cardano has tested it, obviously. 1, failed. 2, failed. Kind of 3, failed. Can Cardano get above this channel, 228 to 236? That's what I'm watching on Cardano. First things first, though, it is nice to see kind of this test through this upper trend line while it's testing this lower high resistance. Going over to the hourly chart, we're really digging in here. Look at this move down here to the $1.70 area. Remember, if we go to that daily chart, Cardano down here, that 200 moving average around the $1.70 area. I say that not because I think it's going there. I say it because we want to be prepared for something like that. The data is on the screen that suggests it very much could happen at this point. But notice the flip side to that. If Cardano does venture through this resistance, if Cardano does venture through the 50-day moving average in that 246 area, look at the upside on this hourly symmetrical triangle to the 290 area target, close to $3 target. This could be the stepping stone for Cardano if Bitcoin's going to continue this bull market. If Bitcoin's going to get this overextension up and through this Fibonacci, this very, very key Fibonacci area, Cardano could be off to the races as well. So this is what I'm watching. I'm trying to stand by. I'm trying to be patient. I'm just like you. I would like something to happen, especially with Cardano. I feel like Cardano's just been sitting at like 220 for so long. One thing to note on that chart, though, check this out. Remember this move back in August? Boom, right around 220. Little bit of volatility all the way back down to the $80s, back through. How happy was everybody when all of this was happening right here? And look at this. Cardano has been consolidating around 220 now. Imagine that, a world where Cardano is consolidating at 220. We have to be patient because that's pretty cool. So those are my thoughts, everybody. Remember, not financial advice, just my thoughts, just some data. Let me know your thoughts below. I appreciate each and every one of you. I really do. I hope you have a great start to your week. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.